Hello, beautiful Capricorn. Welcome to your reading. Let's dive into right away and see what's coming your way. By the way, if you're new here, this is Divine Light. And if you go on to enjoy this message, don't forget to give this one a thumbs up. If you haven't already, click subscribe. And also, this is intended for Sun, Rising, and Venus signs. So if this one doesn't resonate, go ahead, check your other zodiacs. And if you would like to connect with me and inquire about private readings, I'm going to add my email address here in the description box below as well. Go ahead, send me an email. What I see here is this is about money, career, success within the next 4 weeks coming your way. We see a grumpy person here. This is right on the line. This can be happening very soon or maybe within the 4th week. Someone is like complaining. You can see the complaint coming out of their mouth, and this is kind of forming a boomerang. So if this is you, this is actually energy is affecting you. So if you are the one complaining, you see the eyes are closed, meaning you're not really looking in front of what's in front of you. If this is someone else complaining about something, maybe you're giving them a service or a product. This can be a person like, oh, I don't like this, or complaining about something. It seems like here their eyes are closed. This can be a test, basically. It can be like a karmic test. And if this is something new that you're starting, and what happens is sometimes our mind actually creates these obstacles and wants us to stop because this is something unfamiliar. And that's why maybe solving the problem is going to actually accelerate your progress in the subject. And Capricorn, if you have Capricorn in your chart as well, is a great problem solver. When you put your mind to it, there's nothing can stop you. So we have a person here, like I said, eyes are closed, meaning this person is, the complaint is not valid. Or even if it's valid, it can be something you see with your own eyes and you can solve it, okay? So that's why I said this can be coming within the 4th week, or this can be coming within the 1st week, okay? Because it's just beginning of the timeline, this person is showing up. But it's not because to deter you from what you're going to do. It's about to actually show you that even if this thing creates problems, you have the power to solve it. I see there's like this. You can see these are phone lines. They symbolize phone lines. They're really thick, meaning their back and forth communication lines are opening. What does that communication line mean? Okay, guys, this is very prominent because when you see the communication line, that symbolizes the roadblocks are actually getting removed. If you need to take care of something, if this is something that you need to connect with others in order to solve the problem, seems like everything is going to start aligning perfectly. The phone lines can also spiritual phone lines that were connected to our higher self, the spirit guides, and they might be giving you information. Especially, I see a man here. You can see the light silhouette, and he's wearing a bow tie. This can be like a grandfather. This can be someone back in the day when people are not really walking around with sweatpants. Maybe someone who is dressing like a gentleman. And you might be receiving something, information from this person. This can be someone that you're going to get some advice from, or like can be someone alive or maybe someone passed. But it seems like there's something valid information here. Within the 1st week, you might be even communicating with this person. This can be someone working in like an official business, and it seems like the message is going to give you a tool. You can see here, this kind of looks like a sickle even, which will help you collect some crops, okay? Another thing I see here is this kind of reminds me of the window wiper, you can see. So if there's a blurred vision, there actually, I see letter K, T, this can be the first name or the last name of someone. Maybe they caused the blurred vision. It seems like they're covering your, maybe like you're planning to do something. There are 2 people here on the K and T. This can be like a Kate and Tim. Doesn't have to be their initials. It can be like I'm trying to think. Athena. I don't know if it's just a common name, but like it can be in the first name of last name of these 2 people. With the window wiper, you're wiping their away. Maybe the problems that they're creating, or if these two people are blurring your vision, you're going to get a tool to wipe some things away. And I see there's another new person appearing here. I see a lot of people appearing in your energy. This can be someone that maybe you need to resolve things. If you have like a business, this can be the people who will be helping you with that. Another thing here is this can be a solution, okay, coming through. And I feel like it's not everything. Actually, the history always repeats itself. That's coming to me. Everything happened before. Nothing under the sun is new. So this can be someone actually find the solution to a problem that you have experienced, and it seems like you're applying it and saving yourself in the situation, or maybe just resolving the problem if you have any. Another thing I see, there is actually a flat table, a fire is burning. This is the second week. Kind of reminds me of a little bit of volcano forming here. And there's a ring right there. Ring can symbolize actually a commitment. And I see there's a flat table and the fire is burning. So some of you might be sitting across the table with someone for negotiation, okay? I see the window wiper again here. So I feel like here, this can be for your eyes as well. If you are seeing in a limited way, if you have limited vision, what do you do when you're going in heavy rain? You turn on your windshield wiper and allow it to clear your sight. And I feel like here, some of you might have that kind of like a blockage in front of you. There's a fire burning here though. Also, maybe you're trying to see through the fire and water at the same time. Okay, I cannot really imagine like a physical condition that can happen. I feel like here, fire can be anger, first of all. Water can be emotions, okay? And anger is an emotion, basically. It's blocking your pathway, but you are sitting across a negotiation table here. There is a commitment there. The other party probably going to agree with what you want. And this can even be like selling something, buying something. It can be a financial, I don't want to word it, but maybe you are separating from someone and there's some property on the table. And there's maybe you are avoiding, you don't want to give away anything, or maybe you don't want to sit on the table and have an agreement. But the other party coming up with a ring, meaning they're committed to agreements. They're going to, if you can sit on the table or sit across the table, they're willing to negotiate, okay? And I cannot really see what happens afterwards, because this is your free will decision if you sit on the table or not. You might walk away from it. That's why it's not really showing what's going to happen clearly. But I see in the third week that energy continues. So some of you might be actually dealing with that kind of like a situation. I see number 3 here, which is the symbol of creativity and artistic talent, artistic expression. We have a sword right next to it, and there's a person here. I know we cannot really see a clear face, but this reminds me of, there's a philosopher called Alan Watts. I think he passed, I'm not sure, but I keep seeing his videos, like he has a very specific face, and it kind of reminds me of that when I see it. There's a sword right next to it. Sword indicates clarity. So you might actually find clarity through an information, maybe through a philosopher. It's important when it comes to money and negotiations to also look to what people actually said in certain negotiations. Another thing here, this can be someone who has a wise information for you. And sword can symbolize stoicism. Okay, being stoic, not getting involved emotionally. If the situation seems like it's going in an emotional way, you detaching from that. And number 3 tells me when you detach, when you bring the sword and cut that emotional attachment, number 3 is your creative power. You're going to start to think creatively, okay? And the creative solution is going to help you plant 2 seeds already. And I see there's like a big tree growing here. And I also see there's a person now, though my vision is changing. There's a person actually holding a big cup and serving it to you. Cup can symbolize emotionally fulfilling offer. So when you detach emotionally, I feel like the table is not going to be that intimidating anymore, and you will be able to actually like enjoy what's being offered, or negotiate what you truly want. And right after it, it comes here the X mark. When I see that, that kind of reminds me of, we kind of see a paper here too, treasure maps. Okay, when you look at a treasure map, I don't know if they exist, like we see it in the movies and stuff, and some games they have treasure maps, and you see like a red X. Okay, and when you follow it, when you dig down, you find a treasure inside of a ship or buried on an island. So it seems like here there is a treasure buried somewhere, that when you maybe calm down and change your approach about a situation, especially within the next 4 weeks, I felt this as like a communication problem with someone when it comes to money, success, opportunities, but it can also be a relationship problem causing something attached to money. When you resolve it, there's a treasure waiting out there for you, okay? And then you're gonna actually clear your mind, and you're gonna go dive deep and pull that treasure, okay? So this is also spiritual message coming forward, okay? Let's dive into your saucer now. If you have a specific question, a desire, an intention, hold it in your mind. I can see your heart space is like really like gloomy, really dark. I feel like maybe you don't see any way out, because you're thinking there's only one way I can handle this. That can cause stagnation, guys, but something is brewing, and something is a really big abundant resource coming your way. If you can allow it to happen, that will also bring your desire faster too. You can see how much of a strong wall we have here right around you, like you're bringing like built like a Chinese wall, basically a strong fortress that you don't let anyone come in. But there's a worm inside here. That worm might be actually eating you up and telling you, okay, we need to do some things differently. You can see the worm, it just disappeared. But and I see here in your heart someone actually like showing, maybe this is a torch burning here. It can be like a peaceful fire. There's actually a chunk of money fell here within the 4th week. Something might be coming unexpectedly. And there's an angel wing right here. So I feel like some of you might be building a wall and not agreeing with something, or not making agreement with someone, or sitting on the table, or negotiating a situation, because you're thinking, if I do that, I'm not going to be able to get what I want out of it. It seems like instead of, this is the thing, the table is available. It's going to be your free will to sit on the table. But when you detach emotionally, if you feel like this is a betrayal, how can they do that to me? If you can detach from that thought, you're freeing yourself. You can see you're getting freed from what's actually holding you back. And what you're manifesting here, your desire might be something, it's coming rather slowly, basically, compared to the other signs. So it can be something that is happening in the long term. Maybe it's going to bring some long-term security for you, okay? I mean, as a earth sign, if this is your sun sign, you're probably quite patient. But if this is another sign, so you might have a little impatience here, but I want you to see this. This is actually something that is lacking flow. Okay, that's why I said emotions, maybe some things are holding you back that you need to really see. It can be fear too. Maybe if you agree with something, you're thinking, if I get stuck with something, that's gonna keep me here forever. But it seems like there's some movement. Okay, there's movement still there, but this might also be something in the works that you need to really think on other options, other ways of fulfilling this desire. I'm going to dive into your tarot now. If you made it so far, please do comment down below. Let me know. We have here 5 of Cups energy. Like I said, you have an expectation, okay? You want things to go in a certain way, and you're getting stuck on the 3 cups here that are spilled. But the truth is, this is your castle. This is where you want to go. Okay, this is your ultimate goal. And along the way, while you're filling these cups and carrying them, you might spill 3 of them. And that can be the disappointment. Maybe you want to carry all of them to your home. But now you have 2 cups full upright that you can carry with both hands and carry them to your castle. And then maybe when you get the chance, you can fill those 3 and come back around, fill those 3 up. Okay, so what does that mean? This means that in this journey of material satisfaction, you might had some disappointments. That's what the 5 of Cups indicates, but there's also a lesson there. There's like a growth there. If you can see, okay, why this happened, understand it, and appreciate what you have gained out of it and move on, you're still going to get the material satisfaction, which is the castle on the hill. Okay, we have 8 of Swords here. This is actually trapping yourself. This is emotionally, this is mentally. Maybe you're thinking there's no way out. I cannot do anything. I'm stuck here. Again, there's a castle on the background here. Stars, your wish fulfillment, and 10 of Cups is the happiness and joy. What we have with the star, there's actually here a goat. She's maybe even a lamb she's holding, and she is looking at the star and praying to the star, and stars are her true north. This is her wish fulfillment, heart's desire coming forward. I feel like if you're feeling, this can be also a straightforward message. If you're feeling disappointed because so far nothing showed up, if you're feeling stuck because you feel like you're limited, you cannot move, star color tells me that you need to start focusing on your true north, your wish fulfillment, your heart's desire. What's your intention? Intention is very important. What are you going to do when you achieve what you desire? What will be your first action? Okay, that's what the star actually suggests here. Focus on your heart's desire, and that will carry you to the land of 10 of Cups, which is where you are loved, appreciated, supported. That's the first thing. I feel like some of you maybe I want to go in this space and I want to make this much money, for example. Or I want to have this much of a daily monthly income. And what are you going to do with that? Okay, it seems like the first sign is going to be you actually being in a community makes you feel like $1 million first. Okay, and then the rest is going to follow. We have the Devil card here. This is actually about overthinking things. Maybe you're thinking, oh, I cannot do that. It's impossible for me. I don't have access to that. And 5 of Pentacles on the bottom, reflecting the energy of the devil, which is telling me that you might be feeling left out in the cold. You might be feeling like I don't have support. Who's going to actually be there for me? 6 of Pentacles tells me that you're going to get everything you need, and you're also getting everything you need at this time, but you need to become aware. 9 of Pentacles is about taking small steps, approaching your desire one day at a time, instead of complaining or allowing the heartbreak, the disappointment, the entrapment, mental entrapment to stop you. You're pursuing your desires one day at a time. The thing is, I was actually listening to a video, and a minute ago, I turned on this video and I was listening to this massive speaker, physically massive as well as like worldwide massive. And he says when you don't have certainty of the goal that you're going to achieve it, you wouldn't take any action towards it. But if you're certain, if your actions are going to pay off, you would go after your desire. You would take action. So it's about creating that certainty. And 9 of Pentacles, the best part of 9 of Pentacles is he's not like bouncy or like wands energy or sword energy. He's not like all over the place. 9 of Pentacles is someone, which is your energy, Capricorn. Move towards the direction of the desires, towards the desires one day at a time, okay? Because internally, he's also sure. He works in the internal work and then shows it in outside work, okay? And he doesn't rush, he doesn't delay, and he just moves forward one step at a time. And it seems like when you embody that energy, which is within you, as an earth sign, which is within you, you will get the logic. Logic, Queen of Swords, is actually logical solutions, directions, what you need to do, what's the right next right thing to do, will become clear to you, will be available to you, and you will take that action. You will talk to the right people. You will do the right thing, okay? 3 of Swords is actually a heartbreak showing up here. And I want to see what it is. This month, you might have a judgment moment here, okay? And facing, that can be criticism. That's going to be the heartbreak here, because you're going to get a feedback. That's the Three of Swords. Judgment Day, I feel like if this is a business that you're doing, or if this is some desire that you have, you're going to get the feedback of if your actions are working or not. When it doesn't working, Judgment Day is coming forward to let you know, okay, you need to change the strategy. You need to change the way you're doing things. That can be a heavy burden that you don't want to do. That can be something that you don't even want to step in, or you don't want to think about, because this seems like with the 10 of Wands energy, it's going to be too much overwork for you. Maybe you feel like it's going to be too much overwork for you. 8 of Wands tells me, though, it doesn't matter. It's going to actually bring quite fast progress if you can do the assessment, maybe a little bit brutally. Okay, Three of Swords is like a heartbreak. Like, even if it breaks your heart, if you can look at the results and see, okay, maybe I need to change some things. When you start changing those things, and this doesn't have to be always launching a business. Not everybody's launching a business every single day. It can be looking at your spendings and see where the money is leaking that you're not realizing. Okay. Sometimes when you look at your bank statements and stuff, there's so many little things that we pay monthly. We don't even realize that membership, this membership. There was like a trend back in the day. I remember the gym memberships were really cheap, and people were, I never did that, but people were going there and registering, and it was impossible to cancel it, and the money was going every month, and it's impossible in a fast-paced environment to, or maybe even distance wise, whatever it is, to go to the gym every day. But because you think it's cheap, the money was actually going away. Okay, so, and I never get the chance to do that because I cannot really stay in those close environments and do exercise. I just go to the nature and have nature walks. But I remember people a lot complaining a lot about those, canceling those things and it becoming impossible. So there are maybe some things that are actually leaking that you need to take a look at. And this can be the reminder of that to you, okay? Let's see what the archetypes, wow, the ring. The ring. I saw the ring in your cup as well. The ring, Lord of the Rings is one of my favorite, actually. Series, let's say movie series, book series, guys. And let's see what this ring wants to tell you this time, okay? The infinite, the wheel, the connection. This is actually the cycle of life. What's coming is going to go. What's going is going to come back around. This is the image of the connectedness coming to you here. Rather than viewing as a life as a linear, as a series of progressive achievements, the ring challenges us to sense the cyclical, infinite nature of our world and experiences. So there's a cycle basically in your life, and you might be repeating and recognizing a cycle coming to an end now, and maybe not repeated this time, okay? So much can be projected onto this archetypal image because it mimics the Earth's orbit around our great sun, an intimate bond between two lovers. So it is actually, the cycle keeps going, but when you want to break out of this cycle, it always actually disrupts our life. And I feel like some of you are ending a cycle right now when it comes to money issues. And I feel like the ultimate way to get rid of this is actually deepen your connection with yourself and others around you and the world at large. And that will help you understand why you created the cycle, why it's coming to an end, or you want to end it now. This can be like a money story, okay, entrapment, that you're coming out of it, and how you can also find a solution to get out of the ring, okay? Everything is connected. Everything happens for a reason. Some things might be pushing you to the edge so you can make the hard decisions here. But when you make it, the progress is actually going to be fast. We have Ride the Wave. I love this oracle. So Deep Freeze. Ride the Wave energy is about going with the flow. I know this is like two opposite cards, but it seems like you're right now, success is easy and effortless. That's why when you decide to change things around, you're going to be able to move rather quickly. The momentum is going to be fast. But after you complete that cycle, I feel like you might feel a little tired here. And everything has its season. Now is the time to put activity on hold and rest. And I feel like this is, again, the ring. cycles. This is like the summer, the winter. So I feel I know this is intended for a month, this month. However, this effect of the reading is going to continue if you decide to make a change. And if the effects continue, this can actually give you the chance to, after accomplishing your desire, take a rest, okay? All right, beautiful. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you want to, go ahead, give this one a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and I'm going to leave some videos on the screen. Click on them, watch them, and I wish you all a magical day. Bye. Hit the subscribe and join the family.